Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm Lisa. For those of you who are new, welcome to the Sprinkles of Spirit podcast. I started this journey a few years as a yoga and meditation teacher as a way to have a space to share with each other, to show up for each other, and learn and grow on the journey of self-love, because I really am passionate about self-love. I really feel that is the root, that is the starting point to living a fulfilled, purpose-filled, authentic life. It all starts with the relationship that we have with ourself. And that's how this, journey began. And, I share all the things that have helped me cultivate that self-love in my mind, in my body, and in my spirit. And here I am, still passionate about sharing this message. And today I was guided, as we are in the month of February, the month of love. I'm guided to show up and talk about that starting point and talk about self-love. What is self-love? It's everywhere in our spiritual community. It's talked about quite often. So I'm going to share with you my personal definition that I wrote about in my ebook, Keep Me Where the Light Is, that I published in 2020. So stay with me. We're going to have a little sprinkle, just a sprinkle this week of self-love talk. So, but first, let's take a breath together. Let's breathe. Let's get grounded in the here and now. Put down all the things. Create space for yourself to be quiet, to receive. Maybe grab your journal. Maybe light a candle, grab a cup of coffee or a glass of wine, and let's be fully present together. So when you have everything ready for yourself, go ahead and close the eyes. Relax your shoulders and soften your face. And let's take a deep inhale through your nose. Let the breath travel all the way up to the shoulders, the chest. And then an easy, gentle exhale out of your mouth. As you relax the shoulders even more. And then keeping your lips closed, breathe in through your nose for the next cycle of breath, and breathe out through your nose. And then slowly open your eyes. Thank you. I forgot my little tinctures, so no sound healing this week. Sorry about that. So I'm going to get right into it. Here is my personal definition of what self-love is. Self-love is the awareness that you are a divine being, worthy of giving and receiving love, and living in alignment with all that supports your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being by making choices for your highest good. So maybe hit replay on that and write that down. So, yeah, it starts out with identity, right? The way we identify ourselves. And many of us establish this identity via our ego, the ego labels, that we've acquired as we were born into a family, we grew up, we learned, we've had experiences, and then, we tend to identify ourselves as a label, such as a mom or such as a teacher. It can be like what you do for work is how you identify yourself. Or some of us identify ourselves as I'm the shy one, or I'm the funny person, or I'm smart, right? I'm the smart one in the room. We can identify ourselves as I'm the book nerd, you know. I'm on and on and on and on, you know. We can identify ourselves with these labels. And it's only when we shift out of that, you know, way of identifying ourselves into a deeper realm, a deeper awareness. You know, we ask the questions, you know, who am I, right? And we dive deeper. You know, most of us at some point in life, we're going to dive deep, you know, and really understand that we're more than this human body. We're more than this human experience. We are a spiritual being having, you know, this human experience. And you realize your inherent worthiness as a spiritual being, of being a vessel of love. And that means, yes, giving and receiving and giving and receiving and giving and receiving. It can't be just one, you know, otherwise we're out of balance. We're not in the flow. We can feel depleted if we're giving too much. And then on the other hand, if all we do is take, that's also out of balance, you know, and you're blocking your ability to give. And we're dropping into, you know, self-absorption and excessive consumption. And, you know, life is about that infinite flow of love, really, you know. So that's the giving and the receiving. And then it's about remembering that we're given our free will, you know. And that's why I ended that by saying, by choosing, you know, by making choices for my highest good, physically, mentally, energetically, spiritually, we make the choice every single day. How am I taking care of myself? How am I talking to myself? A really good way to check in with your level of self-love is how you speak to yourself every single day. You know, are you saying positive things to yourself? Are you looking in the mirror with dread and you're criticizing yourself over this, and this? Really become aware of that self-talk where you dwell, right? Where are your thoughts dwelling about yourself? Are they in the negative or are they in the positive? It's a really great place to start with when trying to gauge the level of self-love, you know, that we have. And it's a journey, you know, it's a journey. It's one step at a time. And I hope you've been with me. If you're new here, I'm so excited because, you know, I talk about all the things because it is a never ending journey. You know, we don't all get it right every single day, all day, every day. It's a process of learning and growing. And the journey of faith certainly is part of that self-love journey, because it all starts with that identity of recognizing your spirituality, you know, experiencing yourself as a spiritual being, experiencing yourself beyond the physical. And this happens in prayer. This happens in meditation. This can happen when you're staring at the ocean. This can happen connecting to Mother Nature. There's different ways, you know, to begin to develop that deeper relationship with God, with the Holy Spirit, with your angels. I always say here on this podcast, I don't really care what label you choose. It's whatever label that speaks to you. It's all that infinite divine energy of love, you know, that is omnipotent, that interconnects us to everything and everyone, you know. And it is a very, very personal journey, you know. But that's a great way to start out with, write down in your journal, how do I speak to myself? What is my thought pattern about myself, and then check in with all those categories. How am I taking care of myself physically? How am I taking care of myself mentally? How am I taking care of myself energetically? And where am I with my sense of spirituality, with my experience of spirituality? It's a great place to start with. So be sure to write that down and work with that, during the month of February, as love is all around us. And I'm going to put a link to an episode that I did on Valentine. It's about Valentine's Day. I think I wrote a blog called Valentine for My Single Ladies. It's a really good episode. If you're in that, chapter of your life where you are single and you're ready and you're open to meeting someone special in your life, it's a great episode to listen to. I'm going to put the link in the show notes of this one. So, okay, so let's get to our angel messages this week. I have 2 cards that popped out. So one, our Sprinkles of Spirit card is surround yourself with positive people. And your affirmation is, I am mindful of who I spend time with. I choose kind, loving, and supportive people to be in my circle of trust. So this is part of loving yourself too, is surrounding yourself with loving people, right? So take a look at who you're hanging out with. Who are you listening to? What are you taking in? Are they positive people, or are they people are they energy vampires draining your energy? Are they negative Nancys? It's really important to pay attention to who you surround yourself with. This affects your energy. This affects your mindset. This affects how you walk and move and breathe and live your life. And it's something powerful that you can transform and, you can recognize. And it may be a little challenging to walk away from certain relationships, such as, work relationships might be difficult to kind of move away from. But we can find healthier ways to interact, with those kind of people if they're challenging for us. So this is about really being mindful of who you're spending the most time with. So that's something to journal about this week, right? Might be something that can help you along your self-love journey, right? First, let's look at who we're hanging out with, because that really, really, really affects us. Okay, especially as empaths, as sensitive souls, right? And then I picked a Healing with the Angels card, and how perfect. Self-acceptance popped out. And, I always want to honor the authors of these card decks. So I am going to read a little bit about the cards. So self-acceptance right away, that's self-love. That is what I'm talking about. And recognizing your true identity as a child of God, as a child of God. So self-acceptance. And card meaning, it says you are a perfect child of God and every part of you is wonderful. Your angels guide you to let go of negative self-judgments and to enjoy being you. How perfect, you guys. So she goes on to write, you are much too hard on yourself, your angels say to you through this card. Although you enjoy having high standards, it's important to view yourself through loving eyes. Berating yourself only makes your spirit sink. Self-improvement comes from a positive mindset. See yourself through your angel's eyes, and you will see someone who is perfect and a holy child of God. Although you have made mistakes in the past, there is nothing that you could have ever said, thought, or done that would change God's love for you. The angels see past your surface mistakes. They see the beating heart of God's love within you. They love you unconditionally, and they ask you to love yourself in the same way. I mean, you guys, you just can't make it up. So if there's anything that I am really passionate about along this podcast journey, it is bringing you back to your true identity, to remembering that you are a perfect, holy child of God, and to remember your inherent worthiness of giving and receiving love because of who you really are. You are so much more than who you're looking at in the mirror, what you're looking at in the mirror. The true essence of yourself is deep within and knows, just as you're listening to this message, your soul knows the truth, that there's nothing you could ever do or say that will ever change God's love for you. So sit with that this month, as it is the month of love, and remember this deeper place inside yourself of so much love, right? So much love is inside you and around you, but we simply have to awaken to it, We simply have to awaken to it. So stay with me here as we are loving ourselves truly this year and getting stronger in our mind, in our body, and in our spirit in every way, and deepening our faith. I really am grateful that you tune in, and receive all that I have to share. And I would love for you to let me know how it's going for you. Please leave me a review wherever you're listening to this podcast. It really does help other people on the same path find us. And, it lets me know that you're there, my listener, that you are listening, and really encourages me to keep going, So thank you. Be sure to give me a follow on Instagram, Lisayogaangel, and more importantly, Sprinkles of Spirit. That is for our special community here. And for more, always visit lisayogaangel.com. And until next time, have a beautiful week. Namaste.